Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 904, fruit into baskets. This is medium and the key here is observation, so let's start. We are given an integer array of fruits where each element represents the type of some fruit. So let's say we're given this array, this fruit is unique, this is also unique, and this have the same type, this is unique. Our job is here. We need to return the maximum number of fruits we can pick. And we need to do this according to these rules. We have two baskets which can hold only one type of fruit, and there's no limit for the amount of fruit each basket can hold. And what it says here is basically we can start wherever we want. We can start here or wherever we want. The thing is, for example, if we start here, we have to collect this fruit and we need to move to the next tree. Next we are here and we have to collect this fruit. So now we have two different types of fruits because 0 is different from 1. So now our two baskets are full. And next we are here. And given that we already have two full baskets with different types of fruits, we can't grab this one, meaning we have to stop here. So the result, if we decide to start from here, is 2. So we decide where we want to start and we need to stop when our baskets are full or when we reach the end of the array. And finally, we need to return the maximum number of fruits we can pick. So I told you this is all about observation because this is basically telling us that we have to use sliding window. We basically need to return the maximum sliding window that we can get with two different types of fruits. So the result is initially 0 and we will have a map which is initially empty. And we have two pointers also, left and right pointers. They are initially here at index 0. The first thing we need to do every time is to add the current fruit in our frequency map. So first we add a 0 because this is empty with a count of 1. And the result will be the maximum among the result and the maximum window we can get. In this case, our window has a size of 1. So the result right now is 1. Next, right pointer is here. And the first thing we need to do is to add this one to our map. So now here we have a 1 with a count of 1. And the result will be the maximum among this window, meaning 2, and 1. So the result is now 2. Now we are here. First we need to add this to the map. So we add a 2 with a count of 1. And now we have 3 different keys in our map. And this is a problem because we can have 2 different fruit types as a maximum. Meaning we need to remove elements. We need to shrink this window. So we need to update the left pointer. And before updating the left pointer, we need to subtract this from the map. So we remove 1, 0 from the map. This is now 0. We update the left pointer. Now we are here. And the size of this window is 2, which equals our result. So we keep 2 here. Now we are here. The first thing we need to do is to add these 2 in our map. So now we are seeing 2 times in this window. And given that we have 2 elements in the map, this is a valid window. So we can take the size of this window, which is 3, and given that 3 is greater than our current result, this is now 3. Now we are here. The first thing we need to do is to add this 3 to the map. So now we have a 3 with a count of 1. And now here we have 3 elements. We have 3 different keys in our map. So we need to update left. But first we need to subtract this from the map. So we go to map at 1, meaning here, and we subtract 1. So this is now 0. So we can remove this from the map. Now left is here and we only have 2 keys in our map. So this is a valid window. So we can update the result with the maximum among the sides for this window, meaning 3, and this. So we keep 3 in the result. Finally, we update right, we reach the end, and we return the result, which is 3. So this is it for the approach. Time and space complexity will be big O of n. And now let's go with the code, and hopefully you will get the idea. First we say n is the length of fruits, and we will call our map B. This is for baskets, and this is a default dictionary, and we will set a default value of 0 for every key. That's why we use the word int here. The result is initially 0, and now we can iterate this, so we'll have 2 pointers. Left is initially 0, and for right we'll say for right in range n, and the first thing we need to do is to add to the map fruits right plus equal 1. Remember, we use 1 because we are storing frequencies here. And now, while the length of the map is greater than 2, we need to update the left pointer. But before this, we need to subtract from the map fruits L a frequency of 1. And if this value, fruits L, is 0, we need to remove this element from the map. So we delete B fruits L. And why are we doing this? Well, because otherwise this won't work as expected. The length of the map will be increased. If we have elements with a count of 0 in our map, the length of the map will be greater than what it should be. So this is why we need to remove elements with a count of 0. So each time we want to update the result, this will be the maximum among the result, and right minus left plus 1. And finally we can return result. So this is it for the code. Now let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.